Hello, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Arts and Culture Commission. Today is Thursday, January 21st, 2010. Can we have the first item, please?
Roll call. Commissioners Deaver?
Yes.
Derhovanesyan?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Wagner? Chairperson Kavanian.
Here.
The agenda for the January 21st, 2010 meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside City Hall on January 15th, 2010. Item 2, consent items. At 2A, approval of regular commission meeting minutes from November 19th, 2009 at 2 p.m.
I motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Great. Roll call.
Commissioners Deaver?
Yes.
Sorry. Derhovanesyan?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Wagner is absent. Chairperson Kavanian.
Yes.
Item 3, introductions and presentations. At 3A, introduction of Terry Deaver, newly appointed Commissioner to the Arts and Culture Commission.
I would like to welcome our newly appointed member of the Commission, Terry Deaver, and I will read her brief bio. Terry Deaver has lived in Glendale for the past 7 years. She is a professional actress with a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Theater Arts and has worked in Colorado, Minnesota, and California. Prior to relocating to Glendale, she lived in Minnesota for 11 years, where she served on the Minneapolis Arts Commission and began working for Art Space Projects, which is a nationally known organization and nonprofit developer dedicated to creating affordable space for artists and art organizations. As Director of Consulting and New Projects for this organization, Terry Deaver works nationally with artists, municipalities, developers, preservationists, and others looking to retain and support their creative communities. She also practices in the visual arts as an amateur photographer. Welcome, Terry. And you're welcome to add more if you like.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank Mayor Quintero and the entire City Council, and in particular, Councilmember Friedman for the nomination and for the appointment to the commission. And I just want to say that I'm really excited and honored to be a part of this commission, and looking forward to working to uphold the mission and carry forth the great programs that have been put in place, and looking forward to really planning for and blazing a future for the future of the arts and cultural community in Glendale. And if I may, I just have two things I also wanted to say, just as a general theme, so people have a sense of kind of where I'm coming from. And one is that everybody is touched and invested in the arts, regardless of whether they're a working artist, or they go see a movie, or they read a book, or they pick up a magazine that's been worked on by photographers and editors and graphic designers. And that the other piece is that I'm really about growing a sustainable community, a creative community within Glendale, and that includes planning and goal setting, and really connecting the arts community together. And I'm talking about artists and nonprofit organizations and for-profit creative businesses, and building relationships and between the private sectors and philanthropic sectors of the community, and the public sectors and the business sectors, and advocating to the city of Glendale for policies and procedures and that really help to move Glendale forward in terms of arts and cultural commitment.
Wow. Those are some very lofty goals. I have to say that when I got an email saying that Terry Deaver was added to was appointed to the Arts and Culture Commission, I of course did my research and read up, and all of a sudden I get an email from this mystery person, saying that that you wanted to meet with us and find out what our goals were and talk. I don't think any of the commissioners in the history of this commission have ever done that, because a lot of times artists are very closet people. We like our little practice rooms and to stay there and develop our own skills. But I'm very glad to see that you're here with us, because you have an extensive arts background. And of course, in our conversation, we talked about all kinds of different things, and you had very, very pointed questions, as to how things work. And I think you have an excellent skill set to bring to this commission.
Thank you.
Just to comment on that, Rosbeck and I had coffee at Porto's before.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yes, when I came on the board.
Okay, you just met with Razmik, I think.
Yeah.
Terry met with all of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And she
which
said-
is why it's, again, a step beyond and
Yeah,
above.
and said not in violation. That's why I'll meet
Individually, right?
Right,
individually.
Individually,
right.
yes.
She
Michael
made
Grant,
sure.
Michael Grant was giving the evil eye.
Yes, we
so
talked about that. Yes, well, it would be nice to meet all of us. She said, I've already done that. I've met everyone one by one. So we had a wonderful meeting as well, and I thought she might be the missing link of all the programs and activities. And I talked about Razmik a lot, and I said that all the things that he wanted to happen during the years that he was on this dais, hopefully you'll be able to fulfill, because her professional background is such that connects the business and the art together.
Private
And that was an area that Razmik was working very hard on.
And I have heard that, and I've heard great things, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do a lot of research and talk to everybody, because I don't want to step on anybody's toes or reinvent the wheel in any way. And I really want to just help everybody to continue to move things forward and pull in the expertise that's around us, and just build upon the great foundation that's already here.
Actually, our colleague who is absent today, Commissioner Wagner, also would like to welcome you. She sent me an extensive email, so I will be interjecting with her comments left and right throughout the agenda. So with that, let's move right along. Next item.
At three-
Actually, excuse me. Julian Wagner sent her email and her best wishes to welcome our new commissioner, as well as she wanted for us to send her the best wishes she has for the commissioners, her colleagues, Razmik Grigorian and Artemas Stepanyan and Amador Solis as well. I wanted you to know.
I was going to do that, but fine. If somebody wants to do it. Next item, please.
At 3B, recognition of Razmik Grigorian, Amador Solis, and Arama Stepanyan for their services as a commissioner at the Arts and Culture Commission.
On behalf of the City of Glendale and the Community Services and Parks Department, staff would like to recognize and thank Razmik Grigorian, Artemas Stepanyan, and Amador Solis for their dedication and services as an Arts and Culture Commissioner. To express our sincere appreciation, we prepared plaques, these beautiful plaques, which was we were hoping that George Chapchian, the director of the Community Services and Parks Department, will be here to do the presentation. We will ask the chair commissioner to do the honor.
Certainly, I will. It would be my utmost pleasure to do that.
Okay. You want to do one by one?
Yes, I will do that. For your service.
Thank you so much. At the end, can I-
Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course.
Stand on the podium, take a picture.
Wow.
Yes.
We even have a press
Okay, we have
opportunity.
to, yeah. Okay. Who knows? That's mine or somebody else's. Okay. All right. Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Good picture. You want one more?
That's good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, one second.
I won't take it. Thank you very much. I cannot, in all honesty, accept anything because I didn't do anything for this throughout the year. I wasn't able to do anything for the commission or for Glendale, for the arts. So I'm very sorry. I don't want to be rude, but I cannot accept this. Thank you. These are my card, and that's my parking. Thank you very much.
Razmik, would you like to say a few words?
And so, yes, also mention. Also, we have another plaque for Amador Solis, and it will be sent to his home address. We regret that he's not here today, but yes, Mr. Grigorian.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Congratulations for your reappointment and appointment. I have heard a lot of good things about you, Ms. Deaver, and I'm sure you are going to accomplish a lot of good things that we set our goals to. And again, I congratulate my colleagues for their reappointment. This is very interesting and a strange feeling. Today is exactly 6 years and 1 day that I was appointed as a commissioner. Even on the normal course, 6 years was the day, that was the limit. So yesterday is the 6th anniversary, and it's kind of a little strange for me to be on this side of the dice than the other side.
For us.
And I've heard that, and it's a good feeling, actually. It's a very good feeling. And now I know what people would feel when they were here and they were talking to us about things that were passionate for them. Well, my record is obvious. I don't want to get into that. We had some critics that expected probably a lot more. But I just want to very briefly state the accomplishments that we made in these past 6 years. We were able to get into the downtown specific plan to have a specific art plan for the downtown, which was not existent in the initial document, as you know. We were able to get the Diamond Award for Achievement in Arts. We did arts market for artists. We did also achieve with the planning department a bonus for density in case any of these downtown buildings, high-rise buildings, they allow art space, they then have a bonus, etc., floors, etc., and a lot of other good things. I don't really want to get into the past 6 years of what we've done, but I think we accomplished a lot. And one of the crown jewels of our accomplishments was the Man's Inhumanity to Man exhibition last year, which made a huge bang, not only in Glendale, but in the entire Southern California and California, and also beyond. That exhibition put our city on the map of art centers, and I would have always liked to see that we become a center for arts and destination for arts. Yes, we did achieve a lot of good things. We didn't accomplish some of the things. And of course, under the circumstances, under the economic circumstances and other issues constraints that we were working on, I think we are really phenomenal. And I would like the critics to also look at these positive achievements and not just behave and negatively and comment negatively about us, because we did whatever we could. And I think it was pretty good. There were 3 things that I did not accomplish, and I'm passing this torch on to you guys. The first one is very easy. We accomplished this with this specific plan, the 1% for arts. That is good. We have done that. And again, that was one of the accomplishments that I didn't mention a little earlier. However, that 1% for arts, right now, the way it is, it goes entirely towards the building and the project. What I would like to see, and that was one of my goals to achieve, was to see a portion of that go towards a budget for the Arts and Culture Commission and activities, and the other portion be used as an art project in the building. So I'm hoping and watching you to accomplish this year. The other thing that I think we should accomplish, and it is easy if we do it, is a film resource center. Our neighboring cities are making millions of dollars a year having their film resource center. We have a little film unit in our city at the at Ms. Kasakian, the city clerk's office. But I think if we achieve that and if we get a good film resources center, that's another good budgetary and cash cow for us to be able to accomplish other things. These 2, I'm passing the torch on you. And I had one dream, which it is very difficult to achieve at this time, but unless we dream, how can we realize our dreams? We have to have a dream to work towards it, to realize it. And that dream is hopefully one day our city will be one of the cities that will have an arts and culture department to accomplish all of this and to have all these activities regulated, coordinated, and then do achieve in this city that, yes, we are a center and destination for arts. So these 3 little items I'm passing on to you. I congratulate you again. And before I finish my discussion, I would like to thank the city, the people of Glendale, who actually took me to their heart and worked with me. I would like to thank the City Council for appointing me and giving me this opportunity and honor to work for this city for the past 6 years. I would like to thank all of my former colleagues and my future friend that, for your accomplishments in the future, and I would like to thank all the different city departments that during the past 6 years have worked with us to accomplish some of these things that we have accomplished. The city planning department, the libraries, the Parks and Rec department is phenomenal, and we all know that, and I wanted to personally thank Mr. Chapchian, but he's not here. So with that, I'm going to conclude my discussions, speech, whatever it is, saying that I congratulate you again, and I want you to know that I will be here. I will always be available for all of you in case you need anything, in case you need any discussion, in case there is any committee or something that you might need my help. You know my numbers, you know how to reach me, and I'm there for you, and I'm there for the city of Glendale and for the people of Glendale. Thank you.
Thank you, Razmik. As is, without even talking to you, I didn't have an opportunity to get in touch with you after when you came back in town, but I've already assigned you for a committee because last night we had a meeting. Later on, when it's the time, George said that during, I think, the comments and et cetera, at the end, if we have any reports, if you're going to stay, I would like to talk about that because we cannot let you go. Anyhow.
I may not be staying to the end of the meeting, but you know where I am, and you are always welcome to call me.
We'll do that.
And whatever it is, if my schedule and program allows, and if my traveling scheduler allows, I'll be more than happy, as I said, to be part of your plans.
Thank you. This is in regards to man's inhumanity to man.
Again?
Yes. They have requested.
Okay.
We'll talk.
That's fine. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Razmik.
Razmik, thank you so much for coming and being so gracious upon accepting your award. You are a great colleague. You are a great person. You are a great man. You are a real leader, both civic, artistic, all of the above. You're a real leader in this community. And your time on this commission, I mean, when I came on, you were already, you're almost completely done with your first term. And I learned so much from you. And I always try to find someone that I'm associated with to learn from, and you're a big part in my learning process. And as the chair, I mean, I've moved up, and I know what responsibilities those were because I saw you acting as the chair, and I learned a lot from you. And I really want to thank you, Razmik.
Thank you for your kind words.
You're a great person, and you will be missed on this commission because you are our right-hand man. If we needed a job done, we asked you, and you went and did it.
Well,
regardless of whose arms you had to twist. So
there were some arms that had to be twisted.
I know. I'm very well aware of that. So again, thank you for your service, and yes, we will be in touch with you.
I want to concur. His commitment and compassion and passion is unbelievable. Sometimes it was outrageous, and we usually had our own little chit-chats with each other. But that's true. All that he said is unbelievable. But I do believe that regardless of he sits here or there, we are going to make him continue to do whatever he was doing with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Razmik.
I also want to ditto the same comments. As I mentioned earlier, when I got on the commission, you're the first one to call me and says, "Hey, let's go do coffee." And I was able to learn a lot from you, to have a good understanding of what our commission does and will be doing. So I really, really appreciate all the help you've given me and the guidance.
Thank you again and again. I will be available for all of you, and believe me, I will watch you, and I will call you. All right.
That may not be such a good thing.
If I see something wrong, I will call you, I tell you.
He's going to call and talk about something was not pronounced right, something was not spelled
Not spelled right in the agenda.
All right. Anyway, I thank you so much, and I really appreciate those kind words.
Thank you, Razmik. Thank you very much.
I have a feeling he's going to be around for a long time.
Of course. We won't let him go.
With that, next item, please.
Item 3C, banner unveiling at the Adams Square Mini Park by Arlene Vidor.
Okay, for the second time, we are going to postpone the banner presentation. Arlene Vidor, who's been working on this project from day one and worked so hard, she asked me to let you know that it will be presented at the February meeting. So hopefully we will have a good weather and good coverage. We already got calls from the Glendale News Press, who's very much interested in this banner unveiling project. So hopefully we'll see her next February meeting.
Okay, next item, please.
Item 3D, introduction of Bethune Theater Dance by Zena Bethune.
Okay, Jane Walsh, the project coordinator for Bethune Theater Dance, is here to do the presentation, and she's going to talk about production of Silent Roar that will take place at the Glendale Community College Theater on Friday, February 5th through Sunday, right?
Yes.
Through 7th.
Yeah.
Welcome, Jane.
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We are very happy to be here to speak and let you know about what's taking place. Bethune Theater Dance is a organization that this year is celebrating its 30th year in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas. We teach dance and drama to disabled children and youth. And we are very proud of our, I would say at least 3,000 graduates, and perhaps more by now. We are in Orange County, Pasadena, Los Angeles School District, and we are hoping to be able to enter into the Glendale community. We would love to see our outreach program, Infinite Dreams, in and around Glendale, in the school system, in community centers. We really think that would be an asset to the Glendale community. And so this year we decided that we would hold our presentation of A Silent Roar, which is a multimedia theater production at the Glendale Community College. We would love to have a home at Glendale Community College to put on our annual presentations, and so far it's been a wonderful experience. So Silent Roar will take place on the 5th, 6th, and 7th, as was mentioned, of February. And we will be honoring Wyland, the marine life artist, who some of you may know in California. He's quite a big name for his works and murals. And we are happy to present Silent Roar, which is an inclusive program. It does have our professional dance company, but there are some members of the production that are disabled, and including one of the stars, who is a young man with a disability. So we have a little presentation for you about Infinite Dreams in the program, as well as a commercial that has been running about Silent Roar. And we would love to extend an invite to all of you to come and see the production, and we would certainly love for you to pass on the word to your friends and family and anyone else who might be interested. We hope to see you there.
This art form makes you share the right things, and it's about relating, it's about creating, it's about everybody's soul has a right to be expressive. So what you find is that when that release is there for that spirit, we share all the things we should share as human beings.
I think that this is really going to help me in my future.
It makes me feel good.
First heard we were gonna do dancing and drama, I was like, no, I didn't want to do it, but then when I got into it and stuff, it was good.
If I didn't have the Bethune Theater Dance in my life, I'd definitely be sitting on my butt at home watching TV and eating.
I learned a lot from drama and dance.
Remember, we make eye contact.
Drama, I learn how to act, learn how to read the scripts.
So it's right like that, okay?
The teachers in the outreach program are very warm, kind, enthusiastic. They're very patient, and they really love what they're doing.
This isn't just for ballet dancers. This could be for athletes, for football players, for basketball players. I also think that it's taught them many different skills, not only that they can use here in school, but out later in life in job situations. Just basically being able to focus.
Teach me. Show me what I taught you. What did I teach you how to do? What did you learn? Like that. Yeah, like the footwork, right? The fast footwork. What else did you learn? The turn. What's that called? Remember? Your way. Your way. Exactly like this. Yeah. Good. Ooh, excellent.
The dance and drama program was fabulous for our kids. And it really brought them out of their shell. They really pulled together as a group. They enjoyed the teachers. By the end of the class, everybody was engaged, and it was just really a positive experience.
So we're going to connect to everybody.
Do you go on the emotional roller coaster ride? Remember we talked about emotional roller coaster ride, guys? It's okay to feel mad. It's okay to be upset.
You hurt my father. Much offended. What are you kicking in it when you do a bop ball? What's that? It's round? Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to kick this round. What do you call that? A ball. Right.
It's taught the students how to interact with one another, to reach out to other students.
So try to really connect your breath to your body. So
They have shown growth. It's made them more open.
This is a wonderful experience that these children have the opportunity to have.
It's been a constant growth of confidence.
This is a constant positive force in her life. My daughter came out of her shell like I've never seen her before.
Kids with disabilities certainly can do a lot of things.
Every single performance I ever see, I see the people at the end stand up, applaud with these huge smiles on their faces and tears rolling down their cheek.
It feels like a bird flying through a cloudy sky, and then you put the music on and start dancing, and all the clouds move away.
And we'll see the commercial for Silent Roar next. Thank you for watching that. Every time I see that, I'm always moved again, and I've worked for this organization now for 2 years, but it's always the same moving experience over again. And we're looking forward to celebrating also this year the 20th anniversary of the disability
Magical
movement.
effects and spectacular performers unfold this tale in an exquisite oceanic world. Their plight will affect all of us, and all of us can affect their plight. 4 performances only, February 5th through 7th, Glendale Community College Theater. Call 800-838-3006 or go to brownpapertickets.com.
So there it is. So we would love to do some more work in the community, and we thank you for your time. You're welcome.
Any comments from my colleagues?
Moving, it's touching. may you be blessed for all the good work, because I know how much more patience we need to have to help the youngsters who learn. But I'm sure it's a wonderful thing, and it's going to be, as they said, it brings light and warmth to their life. Thank you for doing such a wonderful thing.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
I just have a question. I saw the VSA up there. Are you a constant partner with VSA?
We are actually. We perform. We have all of our kids that are involved in the LAUSD perform every spring downtown at the Music Center. And then we have our students from the Orange County area that perform at the Orange County Very Special Arts Awards. And we also have a troupe of young people that are actually paid performers. They are our student performing troupe, and they go out and they perform at different events. And for example, this week, well, unfortunately, normally this week they would be performing at the Festival of Human Abilities at the Aquarium of the Pacific, but many of them have been asked to perform with the LA Opera. So they're not available, and that's exciting for us because it's very nice to see the growth, and it's really a privilege to work with these young people.
I, for one, commend you for all your very good efforts to help and encourage, special education. It's a very touching and moving and thing that you do. So I for one, I'm very touched. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely, I have to right dovetailing along with my colleagues' words. Very, very moving and so important. I feel like if I talk too much, I'll end up giving a speech, so I don't want to do that. About the importance of arts and to everyone, and the emotional aspect and the focus. That's such an important thing, is to be able to focus your mind to that level. And for children of any age to learn that is a wonderful thing. So I will definitely be here.
Okay.
I will definitely be coming. Thank you again for coming so much.
Thank you for having us. Have a lovely day.
Bye-bye.
Next item, please.
Item 4, oral communications.
I don't have any cards, so I guess we'll move right along.
Item 5, business agenda. 5A, action items. At 5A1, election of new chairperson to the Arts and Culture Commission.
Chair Vanya and members of the commission, at this meeting we are going to nominate and elect a new chairperson. You know, it's going to be for 1-year term, beginning today, until end of December, right? December 2010. I understand Commissioner Wagner is not here today. It will be up to you if you want to postpone this item and do it next time, but you know the rules, so please.
I will look to my colleagues for any nominations or suggestions to postpone the election of a new chair.
I don't know the formal process. I would suggest postponing until we have a full commission. It seems appropriate to me.
Well, we don't necessarily have to have a full commission. Is that correct, Mr. Grant? As long as there's a majority vote. However, your point is well taken. Any other ideas?
Do you want us to postpone or to make the nominations?
Yeah, either way.
There is no guarantee that all 5 will be here next month, so
right.
If you want to make a nomination, you can go ahead and do it.
That is up to the individuals to make the choices if they want to go ahead and nominate someone or not.
One of my colleagues first, is there anybody who would like to appoint himself or herself or whatever to this?
They can nominate themselves, right?
Commissioner Wagner? No.
She already told me that she's very busy with, she has committed to other things, so she won't be able to nominate herself as a chair.
So, hereby I would like to nominate Arma to continue 1 more year. If
Okay. Any other nominations? Okay. So I guess we take a vote.
That means it's been nominated and elected?
No.
Oh.
We have to take a vote.
You have to take
a roll call. Absolutely.
Commissioners Deaver,
Yes.
Derovanesyan,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Wagner is absent, Chairperson Kevanian.
All right, fine. Yes. It would have passed anyway.
So,
Thank you. Wow, that
okay.
was.
So he's our next elected.
Yes.
Re-elected. Re-elected.
I'm the
Re-elected.
past and the current chair.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I don't know why all of you are crazy enough to trust me again with this position. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you. Let's move right along with the meeting. Next item.
At 5A2, review of the temporary art galleries. Report for council's recommendation.
It's me.
Okay. As we reported in the November Commission meeting, the Redevelopment Agency directed staff to research on vacant storefront art display temporary art galleries program for downtown Glendale. It was suggested that using these visible locations as temporary galleries for public art would enhance the attractiveness of the vacancies, draw additional foot traffic, and potentially attract lessees to the vacant spaces. Staff, which consists of the Redevelopment Agency and Planning Department, researched model programs currently active in other communities and identified 2 art installation concepts. One, where art display would be viewed behind a storefront similar to department store windows, and second, where this model is more like a traditional gallery, but in a vacant spaces open to the public. In addition, 3 examples for management models have been identified that may perhaps be most applicable to downtown Glendale. The report we provided for your review, we went through in details about each model. All these 3 models, I am hoping that you were able to go through that description, analysis, and to make a decision. But we, in our city, we also have art galleries, about 10, 12 galleries, and art organizations who provide art consultations and exhibitions. We're thinking that maybe the temporary art installation program in our city will be able to, these organizations can be able to assist us in organizing these programs. The report that we prepared for you today is as a recommendation, because this report is going to the council in February 2, and we would like, if you have any questions about each model, because the staff is recommending Long Beach model to take as an example for us to pursue for this program. So if you have any questions about each program, or you just need to approve the recommendations, so we will go to the council. Do you have any questions? Were you able to go over each model?
Yeah, I actually have a couple of questions. The difference between the model in Berkeley, which was budgeted at about $2,000 for 4 vacant storefronts, I think, compared to the one in Long Beach, which is clearly more extensive.
$72,000.
Yeah, and more extensive in terms of probably how they've developed it over the number of years. Is that primarily? Do you know at this point if that's the primary difference in the cost because of the expansion of the program in Long Beach?
I believe the third model is being managed by BID, Business Improvement District, which currently we don't have business improvement district in our city. Am I correct? Can I please ask you, Annette Vartanyan from the Redevelopment Agency will be able to help us.
Hi,
more.
good afternoon. Thank you for letting us present to you on this item. The main difference between the private contract with the city, which Long Beach operates, and the downtown Berkeley model, the contractor of Phantom Galleries in Long Beach oversees everything, whether it's the electricity, utilities, securing the liability, painting, cleaning up, marketing and promoting. They handle everything, and that's why it's approximately $5,000 a month. Whereas the model in downtown Berkeley, different parties have responsibilities. So the property owner has to secure their own insurance and liability, and they cover the cost of the utilities. The Economic Development Office handles the marketing and promotion of the event, and that comes out of their budget. And the BID also handles selecting the artists and promotion. So the responsibilities are spread across the table, so the costs aren't, one party isn't burdened with the main responsibility or the cost.
And actually, that was the other question that I had then. Is there room for conversation, although we don't have a BID, but we do have certain merchant associations like for downtown and other business areas in the community. So would that be part, sort of a next step in terms of research of how that might be kind of spread out or partnerships built for the funding of that?
Yes, the agency is actually working with the Downtown Merchants Association to form a business improvement district. If it's approved, it will be in operation and start generating revenues January of 2011. And one of the next steps that we are offering the agency is if they were to go with the Long Beach model in the future, once the BID is established in downtown, it can be transitioned and the BID can manage it, just so that the city isn't burdened with the responsibility and the cost, and it'll actually become a business and residential community project, and it'll be overseen by the BID. If we want to, if this is successful in downtown, we can always expand it to other parts of the city, and if the merchant associations want to do something similar, we can easily expand the program. I mean, we'll definitely have to look at the funding for it. If the funding comes out of the redevelopment agency, it'll have to be limited to downtown, but we can, this is modeled so that it can expand citywide if needed.
Any other questions from my colleagues or comments? Wait till Ms. Deaver is done jotting them. Are you?
I'm sorry.
Do you have any comments?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Does anybody need to make a motion?
Just to clarify, we need to recommend one of the three?
No.
Or we're just recommending this report?
We will present a comprehensive report to the Joint City Council and Redevelopment Agency meeting on February 2. And recommend council provide direction on a model similar to Long Beach, where a private contractor is retained to provide the needed services. This would be the desired direction, given that downtown Glendale does not yet have a established business improvement district, and the Palm Springs model does not seem to have an established process yet. The Long Beach model would most likely best serve downtown Glendale. So we're talking about model number 2, where they retained a third-party art gallery services, Phantom Gallery services.
What is the process in which that the private contractor is going to be chosen? Is there a process for that?
At this point, we're just exploring the models and the sample that we have with Phantom Galleries, who has been working with 5 different cities. Phantom Galleries, it can be modified, but we just need to get a direction from the council at this point.
Okay. Question? If we are recommending if you are going to do a presentation and recommend the Long Beach model, is that for a 1-year situation, and then further on they are going to improve, modify, and do as needed, or from what I understood, or is we are going to be set with one, or city is going to be set with that model and stay on?
The selection process for the consultant, when we did our research, we only identified one organization which does this type of work, which is Phantom Galleries. If we were to get direction to go with this model, we will definitely look to see what consultants and organizations are available to do the services. So far, Phantom Galleries has submitted a proposal and budget for 6 months, and after that point, we can determine whether or not if we would like to extend a contract, if they were chosen. They have been working with other communities for several years.
2 years.
For 2 years in Long Beach and other cities, so we would start at 6 months if they were chosen.
Thanks for the explanation.
Thank you for the clarification.
And actually, right after our first report back in November, we got Glendale News reported on that, and since then we've been getting a lot of phone calls from not only from the artists who would like to be part of this program, also from curators who are specialized in window display and temporary art gallery projects. So we do have a lot of other contacts that we would like to explore more, but we have to wait and get a direction from the council at this time.
Another follow-up question, just another procedural thing. I mean, I'm not concerned too much with the, who gets chosen to do anything, but is any of that decision going to come to this body? Or any of the decision-making process in terms of, who's going to be privately contracted to do these kinds of things? Are any decision-making processes that go along with the temporary art galleries, is any of that going to come to us?
I will assume yes. Originally, back in September, Council Member Laura Friedman suggested that the Redevelopment Agency and the Arts and Culture Commission together to work on this project.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the Commission. Depends on the direction we get when we take it to the agency. Should it rest with the city? Should the contract rest with the city? We would like to keep the Arts Commission in the loop. However, when the bid takes over, it's a different ballgame. So I hate to make a commitment now, not knowing what the direction is going to be with the agency in February. So,
thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, we would like to keep the arts group. It actually should be housed here, but it's a...
Absolutely.
But it's an economic development tool, so we're very glad to be out there doing it. One caveat that I think we're sort of hesitant to mention is that we don't have a large inventory of vacant spaces. That's good when you're looking at an economic development perspective, but it's sort of bad because we can't really start implementing the program tomorrow. And potentially we would be looking at chronic vacancies to implement the program, but I'm happy to say that we don't have too many of those chronic vacancies in the downtown area. So it's definitely something that we want to put in place should we be faced with a situation. And perhaps we start with smaller vacancies and see how successful the program is. Emil Tatavosi with the Redevelopment Agency. Forgot to mention.
Thank you. I have a question, Emil. Do we look into ground floor vacancies in downtown area only, or any vacancies?
Currently, because the program would be funded through the agency funds, it would be focusing in the downtown area. And typically ground floor because we are trying to reactivate the pedestrian level. But, the program potentially could expand into second-level art galleries. Right now we're looking at storefront windows without a lot of public access, which complicates the insurance and the maintenance and liability issues. But if it's a storefront system, it definitely has to be on the ground level.
Right, thank you.
Sure, my pleasure.
I had a question. You said that there could be no commitment because if it's going to be commissioned to different organizations or agents, so they would be taking over, an Art and Culture Commission cannot be part of it.
I didn't necessarily say that can't be. I just said I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah.
It's just I wanted to see if there's a possibility that if that comes to that venue, it would be reported here, sort of, so the audience and the community would be as well aware. And when we want to plan different things, we would follow up from whatever direction you guys have got, and we would map ourselves accordingly as well.
That sounds very fair.
Okay.
We would be working jointly together with the program that potentially the RIPSME is working on. I forgot the specific name of it. In terms of
public art,
the public art and private art in public spaces. So we're hoping that the two programs would be working together, have the same purpose.
As long as it's I know that it's all under the city, but it's under one umbrella and it's presented and we are all as part of it, or we are aware of what's going on, would be wonderful. That's
Point taken.
a dream. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so again, I look to my colleagues for a motion.
I make a motion to accept and
The recommendation.
to accept the recommendation and to forward it to the
Council.
city council.
And I second it. So
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioners Deaver?
Yes.
Derhovan-Essian?
yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Wagner is absent. Chairperson Kevanian.
Yes.
At 5B1, Young Artists Creating Artwork on K-Rails Project.
As you all know, after devastating brush fires in August, we have placed hundreds of K-rails up in North Glendale in the debris flow areas. Recently, the idea of transferring these K-rails into canvas for artwork was suggested. Taking into account the fact that we have hundreds of K-rails, staff feels this can be a great art project to involve young artists in our community. This can be a joint project with Glendale Unified School District or an open invitation to all young artists enrolled in professional art schools in the city. Staff believes this project can be a successful community project that will give young artists a unique opportunity to create art for the community and be promoted and be seen by hundreds of passengers and visitors. But of course, there are some legalities that we have to think about. And at this stage, we haven't had a chance to meet with other departments like the transportation and the public works department. It's very important to do more research before we make the announcement about starting the project. So we are excited. We think this is a very good idea for young artists to create. And to do that, actually, I was able to talk to some art teachers in our city to get their input about the project and see if there are some concerns or what are the benefits. The benefits are many. One of the teachers I was talking to, he was very enthusiastic, and he said that it's a doable project. Students can be prepared to finish the piece in one day, not one day. This is going to be like a 3-hour project from 10 to 1 o'clock. So all we need to do, and of course they will prepare the students about what kind of materials to use, and the subject matter will be open, but again, they will get directions from the teacher how to be able to finish the project during that time. In one day. At this time, I think we have just to wait and see what are other areas that we need to work on. The main concern at this point is securing the securities of the participants. And of course, maybe we need to talk to the police department as well. But once I have all the details, I'll be more than happy to come back with the project details.
Sounds very exciting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you for that report. Any questions? We can only ask questions. So questions only. No questions. Okay. Moving right along.
Item 6, Commission and Staff Comments. Update on Glendale Arts by Commissioner Stephen Lee.
I want to thank the former commissioners for appointing me as a liaison. I apologize for not having reported earlier, but Glendale Arts is holding steady. They've been fortunate to be able to book groups and acts at the theater, so cash flow is positive at this point. So if any groups you know of out there that are looking for a location to hold an event, make sure contact Barry McComb or Elisa. Okay, Thank you.
Any comments?
Not comments regarding that, but I wanted to discuss something. And yesterday, Director George Chapchin said maybe this would be the time to discuss something regarding. I was in a meeting with a committee that is going to put a commemorative event for the April 24th, for the week of the April 24th. And they wanted to see what Commission is going to be able to do if we could put Man's Inhumanity to Man, not in its own whole, whatever we had last year, which is not possible, neither time-wise nor budgeting and etc., but some elements of it to be to make it present for that week. And they asked me to come and discuss this here and to see what's your take on it. So then we would get together and get a subcommittee and work on that. I wanted to see what's your, and is it okay to discuss
We
that?
can't.
It'd be preferable that we put it on the next agenda, and that way you can discuss it and debate it. I think certainly if that's your request, we can definitely, staff can put it on the agenda.
Yes. Yes.
Right now, and that would be helpful.
Right. I was just going to suggest that what we can do is we'll put it on the next agenda.
The only little glitch is that since we are constrained for time, and because if we want to put a subcommittee for the commission, unless we can meet some other time, or we could have a little meeting or whatever is allowed by.
Certainly, you may set up a special meeting for this.
Okay.
That was what I was going to recommend,
Yes,
that we
that
set
would
up
be
a
great
special
because
meeting.
city is really urgent on this, and they wanted to see what we can do. So, how can we do that? What's the process? What's the next step? Request a
special meeting.
Okay.
I will do that. I will be in touch with Ripsme, and we will get a special meeting together. Hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully in the next week or two.
Not 2 would be too far.
Right. So I'm saying hopefully within this next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Early next week. That would be
Early
great.
next week
Does
will
it
be-
have to be broadcast?
Any other comments?
Along the same lines, I was also going to request a special meeting, if possible, to discuss Open Studio Tour. I'm really anxious to have one this year, and I think we budgeted for it.
We can put it on the agenda, but why
Okay.
do we want a special meeting
Yeah, we
for
wouldn't.
that?
We wouldn't need one. It's,
Oh, okay.
there's no,
We
there's
can
no,
put it on the
there's no
agenda.
urgency to it. We'll just put it on the agenda. To bring up.
One of the things that I've been thinking about is because there's a certain fragmentation within the city of Glendale in terms of how the arts are positioned and how they move forward, what departments they fall under, that the idea of being able to unify and get a comprehensive list of all of these pieces under one page that we can promote in a way more successfully. And in thinking about that, one of the things that I was wondering is if the commission would have an interest in developing a type of campaign for the arts, like a branding for the arts, as it were, that could maybe at some point go forward to council as a recommendation, that although we don't have a structure formalized, we could at least have a vision that we could put forth and drop all of these things under so that people understand when they think of Glendale arts, this is what they think of, and this is kind of the new path in which the city's moving forward. I'm just curious about, would like to be add something like that to an agenda or have a discussion about that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we'll do.
Okay.
I'll be in touch with you to further hone down your ideas, and then we can get staff to look up what current campaigns we do have, and we'll report on that.
Question. So, is it going to be on the agenda to discuss, or could it be a special retreat, or how can we discuss on that? That specifically would deal with that topic.
To deal with that topic, well, we can just agendize it, and if that doesn't, if the commission is not satisfied with that, then we can explore the ideas of a special retreat or something like that.
And actually, on that topic, if we are talking, since it is a new year and there's a number of things, and I think new initiatives and that we're talking about, exploring the option of actually a special meeting to kind of plan moving forward, not only how we're going to continue to operate what we have in place, but how we're going to plan for the future, I think would be a great opportunity. And I think something like that probably would potentially be a special meeting that I would like to propose, and I know that Arlette and I had spoken about that. Sorry. So I wanted to bring that up.
I think that, I mean, in terms of the planning and so forth, that would probably be a retreat type of situation.
Okay.
So what we can do is I'll work with Ripsme and see if we can plan something out in the near future for that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Always I look at him to see if it's okay or because I know that we have done that in the past to make sure that the process would be sort of expedite the whole thing and more discussions on one specific topic. It needs a special meeting. Okay.
Okay. Any other comments?
Okay.
Well, we'll start presenting for the Chinese New Year. Is coming up on February the 14th. A little plug-in, we have our Miss LA Chinatown pageant on February 6th at the Westin Bonaventure. If anybody wants to attend, they can go to the chamber website and then go over to the pageant website. Chamber website is www.lachinesechamber.org. Also, we have the Golden Dragon Parade on February 20th, and the Chinese New Year Festival, which is on the 20th and the 21st of February. So please join us in celebration of art and culture. Thank you.
Any other comments?
I apologize for being overzealous, but I do have one more comment. Another thing that I would like to see, hopefully in a future agenda for discussion, would be the concept of utilizing more electronic media in terms of connecting the arts community and drawing attention to the city in a way that's not a huge capital investment for the city. And so that's another thing I just wanted to raise for the future. Thank you.
Sure. I have several events to report on. The first, and actually they're both on the same day. They're this Sunday. And one concert features two of my good buddies from Colburn. One is a pianist and the other is a violinist. Brandon Speltz and Harut Senekerimian are doing a joint concert on Sunday at 4 p.m. at the Salem Lutheran Church. The address there is 1211 North Rand Boulevard. There's going to be pieces from Bach to Paganini. They're doing, I believe, some pieces from Franck, Ravel, Bruch, and there's a Liszt Hungarian Rhapsody to end the event, probably. And then the other event is the Dilijan Chamber Concert Series at the Colburn School of Performing Arts in Zipper Hall. That starts at 3 p.m. and the address is 200 South Grand, and they're going to be playing an all Baba Janyan program. So if there's any huge fans of Baba Janyan, that's the place to go. And they're playing the piano trio, they're doing the third string quartet, and they're doing a bunch of his songs. So his songs are amazing. They have a special guest. Konstantin Orbelian is going to be playing, and he's a world famous classical pianist, and he's the conductor of the Moscow Chamber. Not the composer. It's actually his nephew. Yes, I know the composer very well, and actually his nephew has the same name, so it's very confusing. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a very, very fun event. I don't know if I can make it to both, but I'll have to flip a coin and see what happens. And again, just to reiterate my colleagues' words, to thank our former commissioners that departed from the commission. Just wanted to thank them for their service to the community. And also, just a reminder, I'm not going to directly comment on what one of our former colleagues said earlier, but this commission is really about what you put into it. Just like with arts, you can't sit there and spend 5 minutes on a piece of music, for example, and expect it to be a masterpiece. It's all about putting in your own time, and that's what you get out of it. So if you don't put any time, you're not going to get anything out of it. And if you sit there and don't do anything, nothing will happen. So that's my 2 cents on that. With that, next item.
Item 7, written communications.
Surprising. Next item, please.
Adjournment.
All right. We are adjourned.